You know, some of y'all are kind of weird, but I like that. What's good with it? It's your kinfolk Dookie back again with Bang. Budget and new gear reviews to help you get the best bang for your tech dollars. Now, usually this is where I ask you to like and subscribe, but if this is your first time, then go ahead and watch the video, see if you vibing with it, and if you're feeling it, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe. For all my returning viewers, you may understand why I'm kind of excited about these. These are the OneOdio Monitor 60s. A wired pair of headphones for about $80 that doesn't really scream excitement, but go check these out and see what's good. But honestly, if you want my two-word review, buy these. Buy these shits now, fam. What are you waiting for? These are the OneOdio Studio Pro 50s. Now, since I did the review of these, OneOdio has changed its name, changed it back, released a bunch of different other products, gone wireless, but they are back with the Monitor 60s, and we're gonna take a closer look today. Now, taking them out of the box, you get that familiar OneOdio branding on the ear cup with what seems to be like a semi-open back style. You know, like when you're out grocery shopping and somebody has like some see-through clothing on and you kind of wish you could see more. Hey, yo! Sorry, that was all too creepy. Now, you can easily tell that these are just a upgraded version of the Studio Pro 50s, as their style is very similar. You have the DJ style ear cups that go every way. They just go everywhere you want. So, you know, you can get your wiki on with one ear cup like that, turn the other ear one around. It's just so many different options. You get a ratcheting extension here on the side, so you can keep it the same on both. And you get a lot, and I'm talking about a lot of cushion. Now, at first I was kind of mad because it seemed like they went with a more toned down visual style compared to the Studio Pro 50s. And I promise this isn't just going to be a back and forth comparison, but if you are familiar with the Studio Pro 50s, I'll give you some of the similarities and where they differ. Now, not to bury the lead, but I'm sure you've already seen it. These big, juicy, extra thick, double wide, bootylicious, comfortable ass earpads that look like they've been on the plane to get a BBL, if you know what I'm talking about. But these are so soft and luxurious. When they fit on your head, they're gonna disappear. It's just gonna melt. Oh, and you just, oh my goodness. I don't feel them. And I know I have a beanie on, but I've worn these almost 100 times in the few weeks that I've had them, and they feel better every time, especially the more that you break in. This, I don't even know if this protein leather, I can't even tell right now. It smells like my cologne and it smells good, but it feels even better. These are the type of ear pads that you want if you're going to be doing long, extended listening sessions, watching content, playing a game. You want something on your ear that's going to cushion it and really just give you that soft, luxurious feeling no matter what. This is like chef's kiss. Beautiful, all right? Now, if you're someone who still has a phone with a headphone jack or any range of uses when you're gonna need that standard 3.5mm headphone jack, you simply use the built-in combo cable. Now, this cable is actually from the Studio Pro 50s because it's the exact same thing, but let's show you. On one end, you have the standard headphone jack, and on this end, you have your 1/4" connection for audio interfaces. And the beautiful thing is, depending on what you plug into, you could do it right here on the headphones. So say you need to plug into your phone to listen to some songs, you just plug the large end on that side, plug in the headphones. But say you're visiting your homie's house and you're going to be on this podcast and he has a mixer for his headphones so you can listen to the sound, then you just switch it. You take the smaller end, plug it in over here, Now you can plug your 1/4 inch into the mixer, the podcast controller, or whatever, and boom, you got your studio quality sound coming into the headphones. It's such a small little thing that not a lot of people will have a use for, but somebody like me who is constantly listening to music either on like my laptop, then I want to go plug in for my podcast. Good job, OneOdio. Now, before we talk about audio quality, let's talk about efficiency when trying to power these headphones. Now, I'm going to tell you from my personal experience, unless your phone has a high quality audio DAC that can power some hungry headphones, I wouldn't suggest plugging this directly into your phone because the sound will be there, but it won't be very loud and it'll sound kind of lackluster. You won't get that full body emphasis that you're hoping to get with a pair of studio monitor headphones. Now, where these did shine is when I plugged them into a device that can handle a little bit of extra juice. So my laptop, for example, the HP Omen 16 Advantage Edition that I reviewed, these have been my go-to daily driver for audio since they've came in the building. Plain and simple, plug it in, turn it up, and I'm talking about gaming or just pulling up my Amazon HD playlist, or when we're podcasting and I plug these into my mixer. So I would suggest having some sort of DAC amp, maybe something like the iFi Zen DAC that could give you the best of both worlds when you plug this in. Actually, I will be doing a review on the shit Fuller coming up here shortly. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Now onto the sound. And before we get started, this is where I thank you. Previously, when I received these, I reached out and I asked you guys for suggestions to add to my playlist, and boy, did you come through. All types of sounds. I'm talking about from hip hop, rock music. There was some, you know, weird stuff with just noises. It was a lot. Some of y'all are weird, but I like that. Now, what I did with the Monitor 60s is I compared them to the Studio Pro 50s and another pair of headphones that are really popular in this price range, the Philips Ship 9600s. I took each pair of headphones and plugged them into this 4-port headphone amplifier so I could test each pair at the same time. Now, before we go any further, when it comes to sound, the Monitor 60s trounce the Studio Pro 50s in almost every way and shape. OneOdio really stepped up the sound. Now, when it comes to the sound of the Studio Pro 60s, I definitely won't call them flat. These are not going to impress any studio engineer that has high quality, flat sounding audio. But if I had a studio and I was recording an artist, for my headphones, I'll probably have my really fancy, you know, I can pinpoint every detail and mix and master it for his approval. But I would use these for him to listen to because the Monitor 60s are flatter than some other budget headphones in this price, but they still have a nice tuning that just makes the music sound pleasant. There is a very noticeable bass response. With other headphones, everything in the bass is just kind of tuned up, but with these, the bass is very tight. There's a very nice response in sub bass, and it can handle different levels of bass that you usually don't get with headphones under $100. Also, the highs are present. They're sparkly, but they're not aggressive. So you're not going to get that distortion on the high end when you turn these up. And I have to say, the mids is kind of the sweet spot, especially listening to vocals. The artist's voice, depending on the genre, either just sits right in the mix or pierces through to give you that wow experience, you know. Now, they're not perfect. I wouldn't mind them to be a little bit brighter. The bass could be even tighter just so you can hear those thumps, those knocks. Watching movies and you want to hear bullets off in the distance or explosion from outside of the building. Game playing, I was playing Forza and wow, I'm talking about those engine sounds. Oh my goodness. I like to turn off the in-game radio and pick different cars to cruise around in just so I can hear the difference in engine noises and sounds while they're driving, and these definitely came in clutch. Now, I also compared them to the Ship 9600s. This is an open back pair of headphones and the sound signature is really different. This is more along the line of something I would use to edit with. If I'm editing my videos or the podcast, I would probably pick these primarily because I'm getting a soundstage that is missing from the OneOdio 60s. With these being open back, getting that wide soundstage, especially when I need to pan certain instruments or elements of an edit. These definitely come in clearer. I was listening to a song and I was conflicted because on the Monitor 60s, it just felt natural. It felt like this is what the song was supposed to sound like. But when I was listening with the 9600s, I was able to hear like the reverb in her voice or like the echo on the snare drum, things like that. I was able to pinpoint elements a little bit better, but the overall sound experience felt better on the Monitor 60s. So take that with a grain of salt. Again, I want to thank you all for your suggestions, and I will be putting a link to the actual playlist down below in the descriptions, along with links to everything that I mentioned here. If it's around the time that this video goes live, that you're actually watching it, make sure you check those links because there are some crazy killer deals that'll save you some money on some headphones going forward. Now I'm gonna get up out of here because it's hot as hell. My crazy ass in here with a hoodie and a beanie on trying to make a video. And if you watched all the way, you the homie, you the fam, you the sneaky link, you calm, so I'm adding you to the tally. How many other stupid TikTok references can I fit in here? Sheesh! I'm just playing, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and never forget to holler at your boy.